doesn't lie. The ball is the circle. The circle is infinite. The infinite is lies. Our life is a lie. One letter off. What does it mean to believe? What does it mean to live? What word is in the middle of believe? As you tumble, are you humble? Do you know it all? Can you admit that you don't? Do you care to know? Do you care to grow? Do you want it more? What's below? No, no, no. Are you of this world or of this world? Are you the pearl or the swine? Be defined and don't whine, just shine.
Welcome back, ballers, to another episode on the Balll Don't Lie channel. I want to say what's up to JC. How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. JC gave me that thumbs up. JC, I'll never forget our walk up to the Kobe crash site, man. That was a blast. And also hanging out with you and Sean over at Fridays, man. Those memories stick with me forever. So really good to see you, JC. Thanks for joining. Hello, Maggie. I can always rely on you too. Always showing up. This is a very impromptu live. We got a lot to go through today, and I know I'm a day behind. Some people, are have a lot of time on their hands to, get this information out as soon as it breaks. But what we're going to touch on today is the news from yesterday, Sunday, July 20th, 2025, on a Sunday, and also the anniversary of the moon landing, which isn't really going to tie into this, but worth mentioning. Maggie says, God bless. Glad to have found your channel. Well, Maggie, I'm just as thankful. I do this for you guys. I do this for the love and the support. Maggie says that she's also a Skins fan too, so she's been waiting for a little more information on this. So, Maggie, I hope you enjoy it. And JC, yes, great times to say the least, man. That was a packed day. That was a lot of fun, man. So, without further ado, we got the thumbs up. You guys can hear me. We're good to go. Let's get started. First, I am going to change the configuration here. That's not right. Let's do this. And anyone in the comments, just let me know if this is okay as far as showing my slides, or if you guys prefer if I do it this way. Because if I do it this way, I'm still learning StreamYard, but when I do this, I can't see comments or anything. But if let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to waste too much time for you guys. Let's get back to how I normally do things. There we go. All right, you guys. So this video is titled Trump versus Washington and 666. Okay. For those that don't know, yesterday, Sunday, July 20th, 2025, Donald Trump was in the headlines like he is always. But he was really pulling his Trump card, demanding that the Washington Commanders in the NFL change their name back to the Washington Redskins. And the reason that, the name was changed in the first place is because of a lot of racial things. Maggie says, whatever is easiest for you, I can see the info with the other stuff. Cool. Okay. I just like to keep an eye on the chat. If you guys are adding, anything else to this particular presentation decode, when I go full screen, then I'm kind of blocked out from all of that. So thank you again, Maggie. And once again, good to see you, JC. You're the man. So without further ado, first thing we're going to look at And you guys might notice over time, as you guys have watched my videos, one of the first things I do when you look at these types of news stories, you look at, okay, who's involved, what teams are involved, and then start doing some date durations. And the very first thing I looked at was that this news broke once again yesterday, Sunday, July 20th, 2025. It broke exactly 47 weeks without a day to spare before Donald Trump's next birthday. And don't forget that Donald Trump was born on Flag Day. Of course he was. You see those photos and stuff of him hugging the flag, and just another means to get all the Trumpies out there to love Trump even more. But 47 is huge, you guys. 47 is huge. I mean, it's a big Freemasonry number. The compass is said to be set at 47 degrees as it lays on top of the square in its symbolism. But Trump floats restriction for commanders if they fail to ditch the nickname in favor of Redskins return. Exactly 47 weeks before his birthday. That's what they should have added there in the headline. But using the base ciphers of gematria, you guys, English ordinal, which is A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. Using the reverse, A is 26, B is 25, C is 24. And then taking those same two ciphers and crunching any double-digit value into a single digit by adding them together. These are all the ciphers mostly I'm going to be using in this presentation. Look how massive the number 47 is. Whig, Trump, DC, News, President, Republican, Democrat, White House, government, racist. All of these words equal 47 in those base English ciphers of gematria. Some people would be like, well, what about in Chinese? It doesn't work that way. You only use English. Well, English is the global language, you guys. Practically anywhere in the world, you're going to find English right alongside, the respective native language, wherever you're at. Maggie says 47 plus 74 equals 121. That's a big satanic number. And we'll get into that, not 121 specifically, but maybe we'll touch on that real time. So I just wanted to start here, you guys. Exactly 47 weeks on the nose, not one day to spare. Trump, 47. President, 47. He's calling out Washington, his home at the White House. Born on Flag Day, demanding that they bring back the Redskins. Well, what if I also told you that this news broke also a span of 47 days before the start of the NFL season? We already went through all the numbers on the right, but this is the second date duration where we first measured from Trump's upcoming birthday, exactly 47 weeks, and then you measure from the upcoming season, exactly 47 days. How perfect is that? Airtight. That's been kind of my slogan this year, pun intended. So I just want to double down and show you guys how much this 47 really, how perfect this is, and how important it is, especially when it comes to news, time, Washington, D.C., Trump, politics, etc. I threw in other words like time, judge, gavel. Don't forget that Donald Trump had his mugshot. He was in court before being reelected, etc. But time's a big one too, you guys. Time equals 47. Ultimately, what I present are ritual time. And if this news broke any other day, then it wouldn't fall the way that it is. And it's based off of the time and the calendar that they give us. You know what I mean? Maggie says Adam entered the garden 47 days after creation. Interesting. I could go down a whole different rabbit hole with that. But thank you, Maggie, for that addition. So keeping it moving. Next, we're going to look at the date of last year's election. November 5th, remember the 5th of November. So when you measure from yesterday's news, once again, July 20th, 2025, back to this last election when Donald Trump was reelected, you'll notice that this news broke exactly 257 days after Donald Trump was reelected. Essentially, some people would argue, well, it was called in the late hours of the 6th. We're splitting hairs at that point. But notice that Washington Redskins equals 257. So, of course, he's calling out the Washington Commanders, telling them to go back to the Washington Redskins, which equals 257, exactly 257 days after Election Day. Wow. Now, additionally, if you guys don't know this, I wanted to share a screenshot from Wikipedia. There's a lot of stuff out there that talks about where the name Trump actually came from. And you'll see one of the first headlines through Wikipedia, which isn't always the most reliable source, but what is it in this day and age, right? Drumpf is most commonly known as the likely predecessor to the family name of Donald Trump, the 45th and the 47th president of the United States. Well, that's interesting because if you type out Donald John Drumpf, the original last name, it also equals 257. So I'm going to let you guys marinate on that for a second. Donald John Drumpf equals 257 in reverse, just like Washington Redskins. And this news broke exactly 257 days after Election Day. Huh. Must be another coinky-dink, right, you guys? So next we're going to include the end date. Okay, so for those that don't understand date durations, you can measure it two ways. The exact days up to the date, or including the end date, meaning including the date that's ending. Okay. God incidence, Maggie. Nice. I haven't heard that one before. I like that. God incidence. So when you include the end date, once again, this is the same measurement, you guys. We're just adding an additional day because we're including the end of yesterday, July 20th, Sunday, 2025. Donald Trump's Washington Commanders news breaks a span of, that's why I say a span, by the way, when you include the end date, a span of 258 days after Donald Trump was reelected to Washington. That matters because 666 is the number of the beast. And when you type out number of the beast in the same exact cipher as Donald John Drumpf and Washington Redskins, you get 258. Okay. Hopefully you guys are following me so far. And for those that don't know, biblically, I am no master of the Bible, that's for sure. But I know a little about a lot, to say the least. The number of the beast is 666. It's referenced in Revelation 13:18. And that's where it talks about how it's the number of the beast, but it's also the number of a man, etc. But notice too that this news broke exactly 36 days after Trump's birthday, where Redskins in the Pythagorean cipher equals 36. So we were just talking about 666, right? Well, 666 is 3 sixes, isn't it? On top of that, 666 is the 36th triangular number. Can you guys believe that? For those that don't know what triangular numbers are, what this means is if you took 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 all the way up to 36, you add that up, get your calculator out, do it yourself. You add up 1 to 36, you're going to get 666. And once again, 36 and 666 is 3 sixes. Perfect. Next, I have a screenshot. I don't think I actually made a post about this, but this was a screenshot from somebody else who made a post pointing out that back in 2022, November 15th, 2022, Trump announced that he was going to rerun for the presidency on November 15th. Now that matters because if you take a look at the last day that he was in office in his first term, and you measure to the date that he announced he was going to come back and rerun, it's exactly 666 days. What's up, Cody? Good to see you, my brother. I'll be seeing you again tomorrow, my friend. Cody says the moon equals 36 reduction like Redskins. Oh, I was just talking about the moon landing and all that. And, you know, that this presentation doesn't really touch on the moon connection, but thank you, Cody, for jumping in here with just more gold. Here we go. The moon equals 36. Hence why this news broke on the date of the moon landing. Yep, yesterday was moon landing anniversary. He took office 660. Yep, exactly. That's what we're talking about right now. He's born on a blood moon. Hence the reference to the Redskins. Wow. Wow, Codes. That's fantastic, brother. I love that. Maggie says, hey, Cody. I love that. Yep. And then obviously the hand symbolism, right? Maggie says the hand symbolism over the eye has to do with the sun in Cancer. Okay. Much like the new moon this week. I mean, just, you know, don't overlook that particular hand gesture is also 666, right? That's 3 sixes in one hand symbol. And Cody says, much love, bro, and everybody. Hey, anybody that's not following Decoding with Cody, please, right now, make sure to go subscribe to his channel. He's been doing fantastic work for a very long time, and I'm very blessed and honored to be connected with Codes. He's doing phenomenal work, and there's a lot of people out there that love him. So please make sure to follow Decoding with Cody on YouTube. You can also help contribute to his work at www.buymeacoffee.com/decoding with Cody. So we're talking once again about the 666s. Like I mentioned, this first alignment here is from the last day that Donald Trump was in office in his first term, dating to the date that he announced that he's going to campaign again. Exactly 666 days. And then I don't have much else on the 9/11 connection, but just it's very eerie that it's also 666 days before the 2024 anniversary of 9/11. And for those that don't know, Donald Trump was in a Serta mattress commercial back in the day where he's standing between two pillars. And the pillars have sheep on top of them. Talk about mockery, with the numbers 11 and 9, or 9/11, however you want to look at it. But to hit the summary slide here, Trump announced his second presidential run exactly 666 days after his last day in office, and exactly 666 days before the 2024 anniversary of 9/11, where he stood between two pillars in a Serta mattress commercial with two sheep numbered 9 and 11. Don't forget, too, what I mentioned about the number 47. In Freemasonry, there's two pillars, Boaz and Yakin. Hence why there was a third tower that fell on 9/11 called the Solomon Brothers, and it has everything to do with Solomon's Temple and Freemasonry. So we knocked that one out. For those that aren't familiar, Trump, even though he said some very inappropriate things about his daughter Ivanka, who is married to Jared Kushner, call this a reach. I don't really care. But if you take Trump's original name, Drumpf, and you just type in Don Drumpf in the Sumerian cipher, you're going to get 666. I don't think that's a coincidence, all things considered, in that the Kushner companies purchased 666 Fifth Avenue back in 2007. And for a little homework for anybody, I haven't had the time to look more into it, but did they change it to 660, this address? Because when I was doing some research, I was able to find this, and this screenshot on the left is from Wikipedia, but most main headlines say that it's 660, at least from what I saw. So let me know in the chat, you guys. I mean, come on, 666 Fifth Avenue. My dear. So, for those that don't know, I mean, 666 is the number of the beast. It's also the number of a man. It's typically associated with Satanism, etc. And that matters because if you take the date of yesterday's news, once again, Sunday, July 20th, 2025, when you include the end date, like I was explaining earlier, it's exactly a span of 11 weeks and 5 days. And that matters because in the reverse cipher, once again, you guys have seen a lot of the reverse cipher today. Lucifer equals 115. Perfect. Now, when you look at Anton LaVey's birthday, he is the founder of the original Church of Satan, which was founded in San Francisco. It's now located in New York, from my understanding. But when you take a look at Anton LaVey's birthday and the date of yesterday's news, including the end date, exactly 38 weeks before Anton LaVey's next birthday. And that matters because you move one cipher to the left, Lucifer also equals 38. So how perfect. Lucifer 115. We're measuring from the founding date of the Church of Satan. And then now we're measuring from the birthday of the founder of the Church of Satan. 38 weeks on the nose. Perfect. Isn't that crazy, you guys? The whole coincidence theory just blows my mind. I just ask people when they say that, what is the definition of a coincidence? And as soon as they look it up and read it, they're like, okay, well, yeah, I can't really call it a coincidence anymore. So in closing, you guys, not too many slides left. I'm going to take you back to the President Correspondents' Dinner back on April 30th, 2011. And hopefully by the end of this presentation, you guys will understand how satanic politics is. You know, two wings of the same bird, trying to keep people pinned against each other, no matter what's going on. You know, it could be race, it could be, you know, abortion type stuff. I mean, it could be illegal immigration. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all about keeping people divided. But notice 2011. This was what, 5 years before Donald Trump first got elected. But some of you guys might remember this. There's always a President White House Correspondents' Dinner that takes place, and Barack Obama took the time during his speech to really make fun of Donald Trump for calling him out, saying that he's not originally from the United States. That's not really what I'm here to present, but that was the whole thing where he showed his birth certificate and he showed that he was Simba and the Lion King. And then shortly after, by the way, the voice actor who played Simba ended up passing away, in line with Barack Obama. But besides the point, just notice that this particular correspondence dinner took place on the birthday of the Church of Satan, okay, on April 30th, 2011. And the Church of Satan was founded on April 30th, 1966, where number of the beast equals 66. And Revelation, where number of the beast is referenced, is the 66th book of the Bible. See what I mean? And not only that, this particular date, April 30th, 2011, when you look at that particular correspondence dinner to Donald Trump's next birthday in 2011, once again on Flag Day, it was exactly 45 days. And what happened? Donald Trump ended up becoming number 45, right? In his first campaign, in his first election. So talk about mockery, you guys. Crazy. And in closing, let's go back to Barack Obama for a second. Obama was born on August 4th, which just so happens to be the 216th day of the year. And I think most people that are in this community, when it comes to gematria, they know of a couple numbers that always directly align with 666. And 216 is one of them, because when you multiply 6 times 6 times 6, you're going to get the byproduct of 216. So how perfect for this whole ritual to take place for Barack Obama, born on the 216th day of the year, where 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216, does his correspondence dinner on the anniversary of the founding date of the Church of Satan, which was also exactly 45 days before Mr. 45's birthday. See what I'm saying? And in closing, not only that, we were talking about Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan. Well, sure enough, of course, he was born in Chicago. And, as reports say, Barack Obama was born in Hawaii, but he is essentially Mr. Chicago, right? I mean, that's where he started his political career. And most people more often associate Barack Obama with Chicago more than Hawaii. So that's essentially all I had for you guys today. Looks like we're wrapping this up in just under 30 minutes. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. If there's anything else in the comments, please let me know if you guys want to add on to this. But what I will say is thank you, Cody, for jumping in. It was good to see you, my friend. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, JC. All you guys. Betty, good to see you. Yeah, Maggie says, hey, Kimberly, I love seeing everybody in the chat just talking to each other. And it's always a good reunion, if you will, every couple days. But I will say this, just another thank you. Please make sure to hit that like and subscribe as much as you guys can, as well as the share where you see fit. I know, in the world we live in, you guys, it's very difficult to share this information sometimes because cognitive dissonance is a real thing. That's for sure. But as far as I'm concerned, this is pretty airtight. I don't know how you can dispute this. I mean, by the day, no days to spare. It's perfect. And it's sick, you guys. It really is. I enjoy exposing this kind of stuff. Doesn't mean I lean into it. I've had my own family saying that they're worried about my soul when I share something so blatant as this. And yet there they are going to the voting booths every four years. It's ridiculous. Betty says, blessings, everyone. I will expound on that. Blessings, everybody. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for the love and support. Once again, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe on the way out and the share where you see fit. Yep, Maggie says people don't want to hear it. No, they don't, because especially people as they get older, it makes it really hard to kind of accept that you've been duped your entire life from Satan, essentially. So outside of that, just want to remind everybody, you guys can find me, Cody, and Rambo tomorrow night. on our weekly Tuesday night live stream, Eye to Eye with AJ, Rambo, and Cody at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. And then just a little tidbit. It's not posted yet, but you guys will also see me and Rambo the following day on Wednesday, the 23rd, with The Occult Rejects. Please make sure to tune into that one. I'll be able to link my stream with Nick's as well. He is the founder of The Occult Rejects, great guy, and I'm really excited for that stream as well. Excuse me. So without further ado, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you guys once again for all of the love and support. This might be my first presentation where I haven't actually even thrown in any love themes. But I love you guys more than you'll ever know, and really, really appreciate the love and support. I do this for you guys, and you guys are a recurring reminder to me that I'm doing some things right, and I really, really appreciate it. So without further ado, I'm going to let Maggie close us out. God bless. Much love to all of you guys. Make sure to take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys tomorrow with Cody and Rambo. Until next time.